PQSim 200, a power quality practitioner training tool. Designed by power quality experts with 30 years experience in troubleshooting, testing, and documenting power quality issues. PQSim 200 is a purpose-built function generator that produces voltage and current waveforms of the most common power quality disturbances. A dedicated single-phase AC function generator that produces voltage and current waveforms of the most common power quality disturbances powered by a 12-volt DC. Voltage 0 to 1.5 volt AC for current signal to PQ meter. Output phase voltage, depending on the factory setting, can be set from 120 to 240 volt AC, 50 or 60 Hz. The PQSim's auto sequence feature automatically steps through a series of 9 different power quality events, with about a 30 seconds gap between each event. To activate the feature, press the auto sequence button at the center of the PQSim panel, and then observe the display showing the disturbance. A second function of the PQSim is to generate individual power quality disturbances, such as phase to neutral of voltage sags, swells, unipolar transients, decaying ring wave transients, bipolar transients, and a change in odd harmonics can be selected. It also generates neutral to ground of voltage swells and unipolar transients. Connecting the PQSim outputs to the PQ meter. Use only the provided cables or the standard PQ monitor cables and accessories to connect the PQ output jacks. Output phase to the PQ meter voltage channel phase A. Neutral output to the PQ meter neutral jack. Ground output to the PQ meter ground measurement channel. Current signal to the PQ meter current channel phase A. To generate a voltage sag as an individual power quality disturbance, first press the sag dip button on the phase to neutral panel as shown in the video. You will now be asked to select the duration of the voltage sag. This is done by stepping through various duration settings using the next button: 0.05 cycle, 0.5 cycle, 1 cycle, 5 cycles, and 11 cycles. Once the desired cycle is shown on the bottom row of the LCD display, press the Accept button. Now you must set the sag magnitude. Pressing the next button will cycle through the sequence of 10, 25, and 50%. Choose the desired value and then press Accept to generate the sag disturbances. Waveforms of sag 0.05 cycle at magnitude of 10%, 25%, and 50%. Waveforms of sag 0.5 cycle at magnitude of 10%, 25%, and 50%. Waveforms of sag 1 cycle at a magnitude of 10%, 25%, and 50%. Waveforms of sag 5 cycle at a magnitude of 10%, 25%, and 50%. Waveforms of sag 11 cycle at a magnitude of 10%, 25%, and 50%. To generate a voltage swell as an individual power quality disturbance, first press the swell button on the phase to neutral panel as shown in the video. PQSim can generate voltage swells of plus 10% of the nominal value, that is the factory set at 120 volts, or 220 volts, or 230 volts, or 240 volts AC. Swell duration choices are the same as the sag durations, at 0.05 cycle, 0.5 cycle, 1 cycle, 5 cycles, and 11 cycles. Waveforms of swell phase to neutral, 0.05 cycle, 0.5 cycle, and 1 cycle at a magnitude of 10%. Waveforms of swell phase to neutral, 5 cycles and 11 cycles at a magnitude of 10%. To generate a voltage swell neutral to ground, first press the swell button on the neutral to ground panel as shown in the video. Swell neutral to ground durations are the same as the phase to neutral swell with a fixed amplitude of 0.05 cycle, 0.5 cycle, 1 cycle, 5 cycles, and 11 cycles. Waveforms of swell neutral to ground, 0.05 cycle, 0.5 cycle, and 1 cycle. Waveforms of swell neutral to ground, 5 cycles and 11 cycles. To generate a unipolar transient phase to neutral, press the unipolar button on the phase to neutral panel as shown in the video. It will immediately generate its disturbance. Waveform of unipolar transient phase to neutral. To generate a unipolar transient neutral to ground, press the transient button on the neutral to ground panel as shown in the video. It will immediately generate its disturbance. Waveform of unipolar transient neutral to ground. To generate a decay ring wave, press the ringing button on the phase to neutral panel as shown in the video. It will immediately generate its disturbance. Waveform of decaying ring wave. To generate a bipolar transient, press the bipolar button on the phase to neutral panel as shown in the video. It will immediately generate its disturbance. Waveform of bipolar transient. Selecting the odd harmonics button turns on the blue LED to alert the user that the harmonics has been activated and stays on for 10 seconds until the harmonic ends. Depending on the nominal voltage and frequency in the PQSim, the odd harmonics will increase about 50%. Waveform of odd harmonics. Waveform harmonics in spectrum. For more information, you can visit our website at www.pqsim.com. For ordering a PQSim frequency of 50 Hz or 60 Hz, you can contact the following.